Number 12. The 454 V8 is a powerhouse of an engine designed to deliver extreme performance for those who crave power and durability in high-performance builds. This engine, which originates from Chevrolet's LS family, pushes the limits of what enthusiasts can expect from a crate engine, packing a substantial 454 cubic inches of displacement, a nod to the legendary big-block Chevy engines of the past, but with all the modern advantages of the LS platform. At its core, it features a cast-iron LSX block with 6-bolt, cross-bolted main bearing caps, providing incredible strength and reliability under extreme conditions. This engine's forged steel crankshaft and high-flow aluminum cylinder heads allow it to handle serious horsepower, officially rated at 627 horses and a remarkable 586 foot-pounds of torque. The LSX 454 can be used in various performance builds, including classic muscle cars, trucks, and even off-road vehicles. Number 11. First introduced in 1970, the 454 became a staple in Chevrolet's high-performance cars and heavy-duty trucks, embodying the golden age of muscle cars. With a massive 7.4 liters of displacement, it was engineered for torque and brute strength, quickly earning a reputation for delivering jaw-dropping performance. The 454 made its debut in Chevy's high-performance lineup, most notably in the Chevelle SS Corvette and El Camino, with some versions generating up to 450 horsepower in the legendary LS6 configuration. This engine not only has high power, but also has tremendous torque. In 1971, the optional LS6 could produce up to 575 foot-pounds of torque. However, in the mid-1970s, as emissions regulations tightened and fuel efficiency became a bigger concern, the 454's performance significantly decreased. Despite this, it remained in production for various trucks and commercial vehicles until the mid-1990s. Number 10. Produced from 1970 to 1976, this powerhouse was known for delivering incredible torque, making it one of the most formidable engines of its time, particularly in Buick's performance cars like the GSX and the Grand Sport. With 7.5 liters of displacement, the Buick 455 was designed to deliver big block power, but with a clever approach to weight. Unlike other big block engines, Buick used lightweight components such as thin wall casting, which made the 455 surprisingly light for its size, 150 pounds lighter than the Chevy 454. The engine was rated at 360 horsepower in its high-performance Stage 1 trim, but its real claim to fame was its enormous torque, delivering a whopping 510 foot-pounds at just 2,800 RPM. This made the 455 Stage 1 one of the most torque-rich engines of the muscle car era, providing exceptional off-the-line acceleration and mid-range power. Number 9. Introduced in 1970, the 455 was Pontiac's response to the growing trend of high-displacement engines in the muscle car era. The 455 was developed from Pontiac's earlier V8 engines, which began with the 287 cubic inch engine in 1955. Over the years, Pontiac increased the displacement, leading to the creation of the 389, 421, and eventually the 428 cubic inch engines. The 455 was a natural progression, featuring a bore of 4.15 inches and a stroke of 4.21 inches. In its high-performance variants, such as the 455 HO and the famous 455 Super Duty, this engine became a force to be reckoned with. The 455 HO produced 360 horsepower and 500 foot-pounds of torque. However, the 455 Super Duty, introduced in 1973, took things a step further. Rated conservatively at 310 horses but known to produce more in real-world testing, the Super Duty version was a high-performance legend. Its ability to deliver gut-wrenching acceleration from a standstill gave these cars a competitive edge on the street and the strip. Number 8. Introduced in 1968, the Olds 455 was the largest displacement engine offered by Oldsmobile, and became the cornerstone of its high-performance models throughout the late 1960s and early 1970s. This engine was particularly notable for its smooth yet powerful delivery. The 455 was part of a family of engines that included the 400 and 425 cubic inch variants, all sharing a similar architecture. With its impressive displacement, achieved through a bore of 4.126 inches and a stroke of 4.25 inches, this engine offered between 275 and 400 horses, with a remarkable 500 foot-pounds of torque. The Rocket 455 was built with durability in mind. It featured a cast-iron block and heads, along with forged internals in its performance models, allowing it to handle the stresses of high-performance driving. The engine was also equipped with a relatively mild camshaft in its standard form, providing a smooth, idle, and manageable street manner, making it suitable for daily driving and drag racing. Number 7. Introduced in 1968, the 472 cubic inch engine was designed to provide smooth, effortless power for Cadillac's large, luxurious vehicles. It became a staple in Cadillac's lineup, delivering the performance needed to move the brand's heavy cars with grace and authority. With an initial output of 375 horsepower and a staggering 525 foot-pounds of torque, the 472 V8 offered tremendous low-end grunt, translating into exceptional off-the-line acceleration and the ability to cruise effortlessly at high speeds. Its focus was more on delivering torque and smoothness rather than raw, high-revving power, making it ideal for Cadillac's larger, heavier cars like the Eldorado and DeVille. Despite its large size and weight, the 472 was considered highly reliable and capable of enduring high mileage without significant wear. Number 6. The Vortek L18 is a robust engine from General Motors primarily used in heavy-duty trucks and large SUVs between 2001 and 2009. It was developed from the earlier 454 engine, featuring a significant increase in displacement to 8.1 liters. This was achieved by extending the stroke to 4.37 inches while maintaining a bore of 4.25 inches. The engine produced between 210 and 340 horsepower and up to 455 foot-pounds of torque. It was used in various GM vehicles, including the Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra 2500 and 3500 HD trucks, and in large SUVs like the Suburban and Yukon XL. Additionally, the engine found applications in marine and RV markets, where its high torque output was particularly beneficial. Despite its strengths, the L18 faced challenges due to its weight and fuel consumption. The engine's cast-iron block and heads contributed to a hefty weight of over 750 pounds. Furthermore, the rising fuel prices and tightening emissions regulations in the 2000s led to declining demand for large gasoline engines. Production of the Vortek 8100 ended in 2009, marking the end of GM's big block gasoline engine era. Number 5. The Cadillac 500 V8, introduced in 1970, holds the distinction of being the largest displacement mass-produced engine ever offered in a passenger car. With a massive 8.2 liters, this engine was designed to power Cadillac's luxury vehicles while providing effortless torque and smoothness. Initially, the 500 was available exclusively in the Eldorado before becoming more widely available across the lineup in 1975. In its most powerful configuration, the 1970 Cadillac 500 V8 produced 400 horsepower and an impressive 550 foot-pounds of torque at a low 3,000 RPM, making it a torque monster. However, by 1971, the engine's output was gradually reduced due to stricter emissions regulations and the introduction of lower-octane unleaded gasoline. By the mid-1970s, the Cadillac 500's power had dropped to 190 horsepower, though its substantial torque remained a strong point. Number 4. As part of Chevrolet's performance parts lineup, the ZZ502 is renowned for its massive displacement, reliable power output, and versatility in various high-performance applications. It was rated at 508 horsepower and an impressive 580 foot-pounds of torque at 3,600 RPM. With its high-flow aluminum cylinder heads and hydraulic roller camshaft, the engine delivers smooth performance, maintaining power and reliability over extended use. It features a forged steel crankshaft, forged aluminum pistons, and a 4-bolt main block, ensuring it can handle high stress levels without sacrificing performance. As a crate engine, it comes with much of the required hardware and accessories pre-installed, making it easier for enthusiasts to drop it into their builds with minimal modifications. Its straightforward design also makes it relatively simple to maintain and tune for even higher performance. Number 3. In 1998, General Motors revolutionized the aftermarket performance scene by introducing a newly developed 9.4-liter V8, available through its GM Performance Parts division. The ZZ572 is a beast of a crate engine designed for those who demand extreme performance and power in their builds. The engine comes in two primary configurations: the 620 Deluxe, which is rated at 621 horsepower, and a jaw-dropping 645 foot-pounds of torque at 4,200 RPM, and the 720R, a race-ready version that produces an astonishing 727 horsepower and 680 foot-pounds of torque at 4,900 RPM. The engine is built for durability and performance under extreme conditions. Despite its massive size, the ZZ572 is designed to be relatively easy to install. Chevy provides it as a near-complete crate engine ready for custom builds. Number 2. Introduced in 2021, this engine is the largest and most powerful crate engine ever produced by Chevy. The ZZ632 delivers an astonishing 1,004 horsepower at 6,600 RPM and 876 foot-pounds of torque at 5,600 RPM, all on pump gas, making it incredibly accessible despite its massive output. Unlike other high-performance engines that require specialized fuel or constant tuning, the engine offers reliable, consistent power without the need for race fuel, ensuring ease of use even for non-professional builders. Chevy designed the ZZ632 to handle intense forces, incorporating a forged steel crankshaft, aluminum heads, and rotating H-beam rods for durability. The ZZ632 is not for the faint of heart, nor is it intended for everyday driving. It's a purpose-built monster for high-performance applications like drag racing or extreme custom builds. Number 1. Produced between 1967 and 1972, the 637 V8 was developed by GMC to provide robust and reliable performance for big trucks and buses. With a massive 10.44 liters of displacement, it was General Motors' largest gasoline V8 engine ever produced. The 637 V8 was essentially an extension of GMC's 478 V6 engine, with two additional cylinders added to create a 637.02 cubic inches. It featured a bore and stroke of 5.125 inches by 3.86 inches to reduce piston speed and minimize friction losses. Since the 637 shared the 60-degree V-angle of the V6 architecture, an arrangement that was not optimal for a V8, a single balance shaft made the engine smooth enough for use in trucks. This engine was available in both gasoline and diesel versions. The gasoline version produced 275 horsepower and 560 foot-pounds of torque. The diesel variant, known as the D637 Toro Flow, was introduced in 1966 and offered 195 horsepower. There was also a twin-turbocharged diesel version with an output of 220 horses and 458 foot-pounds of torque available at 2,000 RPM.